Namaste. Very, very welcome, beloveds. Deepa, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste. Ji.
I hope you're doing well now.
Oh, yes. I'm fine, thank you.
So, last weekend, I happened to attend Guruji's Satsang for the very first time, and it was blissed out. Just wanted to tell you. I guess something has changed in me yet again, and I keep wondering whether am I really karma bound, or are these karmas just passed down from generations to generations? Is it the right approach, or like I'm thinking too much?
Uh, why not know the truth of it? No, why to just yes get some answer like this? You know what I mean? So it is okay for the time being to get the answer of such things in this manner, but ultimately you should know the truth of it also. No? So what do you feel right now? Is there truth about it? No.
I feel there has been some purpose that I've put into certain situations, but I need to analyze it and get out of it rather than entangling myself into the loops again and again. Sometimes the loops are like so tight that you feel this is real. But then you realize no, this is something which needs more attention. And there's something that I'm missing that I need to look into deeper.
Yeah. Can we look at it like this? That let's consider that life is like a track, like a journey. You know, journey like a track, and we all are walking together right now, fellow travelers. Then we reach to a certain point where we are given food and water, and then there is some kind of a small program going on there. Some people are too engaged in that program, like so relaxed that they don't have to go anywhere after that. But you somehow know that you have to go far actually, or you want to go far, you want to explore much more. Then you will not be able to get caught up in that so much. You will take the necessary food and water, and you will dance a little bit with them to honor the ceremony, and then just will walk away from it. No. So you can say this state of body mind, where we have imprints of karmas, no, of the past, and the life situation together is that ceremony, that activity of life going on. No, you the soul, who is the wanderer, who is the traveler, no, somehow internally knows how far you want to go, and when you want to go far, then you will not be able to get caught up in it. And also, as you will become more conscious in a way, in the sense of stable, in the sense of clear, then you will not engage with that which you don't want to engage with. No? Even if it looks like very attractive. No? And to understand this, let us try to understand what is joy of life. Joy of life is not really in some particular thing. It is that alignment of what soul want to do right now and what it is doing with the life flow right now. No? Like it doesn't want to engage with certain elements, certain activities of life, but it is engaging unhappiness. It wants to engage with certain activities of flow of part of the flow of life, and it is engaging. That is happiness, joy, isn't it? Joy basically is in line with growth and further uh, journey of the soul. It is all very joyful journey, but it is becomes unhappy, suffering because the soul somehow becomes unaware in a way, unconsciously caught up in things. So being caught up and being unconscious kind of comes together, and being more conscious and bringing more light of clarity also makes us free. So it is from inside, it is internally happening that I know it's not a very clear example, and I can try next, try again. Please tell me, give me some feedback a little bit, then we can talk again about it.
Well, what you are trying to say, I'm resonating with it. Uh, and the thing is that I know is what is, actually that knowing of knowing things is what is making me, cling to things rather than, falling in the unknown. I don't know how to articulate it. Like, probably at times I feel that I know, hence I am repeating the same things at times rather than, giving a new approach to get out of that loop or to not get stuck.
Uh, so this is my point of view that when you don't want to get stuck, you will not get stuck. Doesn't matter old way or new way. Ways are not really old or new in the sense. It is that when we don't want to be stuck, we will not be stuck. No? So clarity will help here, or does help always here. So it is that clarity at the level of being, even if it is not available at the level of mind that time, which helps us in inventing or discovering new ways to be free from it. To be free from something, you need to discover how you are caught up in it. No? It's as simple as this, new or old. No? Awareness of the patterns in which we are caught up is also the door to be free from them or not. So what I am saying here is that it is not about new or old, it is not about knowledge, it is not about any of those things. In this way, suffering simply means that we are caught up, meaning we are living that which we don't want to live. That is suffering. The soul don't want to live something and it is still living, that is suffering. And soul want to live and what it want to live and it is living, that is joy. And through this joy of living, the soul is somehow growing in a way. Growing in the sense that in comparison to what it has done so far in the past, the karma, what you are calling karma, it is growing out of it, like, it is outgrowing from that size, from that wisdom, from that ability, from that desire, or extent of how much joy or freedom it can experience or want to experience. No? So as long as it is on this path, you know, then this what we are talking about, the karma, we don't know. I don't know what karma means here, no? Do you follow what I'm saying now? So in this picture, in this what I'm trying to share with you, you see whether you got the answer of your question or not.
Yes, I did. Just be the watcher. Don't engage.
Why not? Why not engage? Engage with what you want to engage. No? Like when you drink chai in the morning, coffee in the morning, don't you engage? You do, no? Don't engage with what you don't want to engage with. That's the thing. No?
Repeating the old patterns. Repeating the same
So old
loop.
pattern um, also is something to be understood clearly. Old pattern means what? When you wake up in the morning, it is the old pattern of the body only. No? It is not a new pattern. That what time you wake up, how you digest food, how your reflexes function, all of that is old patterns only. No? How mind functions, by the way, like how mind creates thoughts, processes them, stores them, is also patterns. No? Old patterns, not new patterns. They are very, very old patterns, like hundreds of thousands of year old patterns are functioning inside us continuously. Do you see what I'm saying?
So now I'm more confused. So it's like you were saying that there is something called as muscle memory, and then there is something called as mind. So the mundane task or the daily routine that we do that functions based on our muscle memory, our reflexes, right? And the patterns where we need to grow out, or where me as a soul doesn't resonate with the old patterns which I was in certain situations where, I feel that there is suffering, because I feel there is suffering. So in that feeling I need to change my feeling in that situation to get out of it. Am I right in saying?
Yeah, that's correct. So if you want to change the outcome of the pattern, you need to change the pattern, no? Obviously. Patterns means energy is flowing in a circle, but in a certain way. Within the circle, there is a pattern, no? And if the outcome of that flow of energy is not desirable to you, you don't like it, then you should change something in the pattern, no? Like either the velocity, like maybe there's a less flow of energy, or maybe the way energy flows, even when there's a sufficient energy, is not correct. So correct that. So in this way, yes, it is true. But what I'm trying to say is that all of that happens by itself. That's what I'm saying. You don't need to even change patterns so much. Because who will change patterns? What knowledge it has about patterns and about itself and about its desires, what does it want? Because in the name of changing patterns, generally speaking, what happens is that we end up harming ourselves more than helping. We are able to fix one pattern, but maybe that one pattern at that small cost of harm was saving us from big harm, which will start happening now. You see what I mean? So all I'm saying is that yes, change patterns, but holistically, not not through the mind or through the narrow point of view of the person. You, the soul, feel, and then you will be able to feel that what is that which you are missing, what is where is that is being missed, and the guidance will come from inside, because that's how the soul has been growing for a long time. So patterns can change with lot of effort, and also patterns can change without effort. Without effort does not mean without desire of the soul. So with the desire of the soul, but without any additional effort now. Just the desire of the soul will start changing the patterns. What is the power of awareness? It is the power of soul. That when soul sees, becomes aware that, hey, this energy goes in this way and produces unhappiness. And again, and again, and again. And as soon as we are sufficiently aware, sufficient in the sense that we are rooted in our being when aware, the change begins. No? Like this. So this is my point of view. What do you feel?
I got it what you were saying. So it's like, let's say a situation happened for the first time, as per my knowing, as per my knowledge, and I reacted very brutally, or I was in a very rage mode in that situation, and that rage was like I'm one with the rage. But then the next time the same thing or the similar incident happened, or the trigger happened, I am in rage mode, but I am also seeing myself as a watcher in that rage mode. So, does that make some difference, or how is it?
No, it doesn't actually.
It doesn't.
No. Fundamentally, it doesn't really. Very frankly telling you, this is all play in the mind only. I am the watcher. I should be free from it. Not that you should be free from it. If you are the watcher, you are free from it already. Not that you should be. The should be is the just play of the mind only. It is just hypnotizing itself. The watcher is free from it already. If you are the watcher, you are free. No? This is the point. And when you are not the watcher, believing that I am the watcher is only going to not help you in every way. It would have been much better to be involved and knowing that I am involved. I am someone who is participating. Let me participate well, rather than believing I am the watcher. You see. So this is why uh, watching our patterns are useful. It is useful, no? But not in this way. So this is the thing. There is a aspect of our being which which is not mixed with anything at any point of time. Okay, I'm just trying to make it as clear as I can. Uh, so there is an aspect of ourselves which is never mixed with anything that happens, regardless of whether patterns or whether the pattern is producing right, like positive or negative experience. No? During this time, it is not mixed with it. No? And then there is another aspect of ourselves which has the whole thing, what we call body, mind, thoughts, feelings, thinking and thinker, experiences and experiencer, all of that. And within that also, there are possibilities of watcher or watched. No? Now here, in this mixed state, we can only relatively experience things or relatively attain things. No? Like we can attain a detachment relatively, for example. We can attain watchfulness relatively again. which is very useful, but you cannot be totally free from it. You see what I mean? So if this relative freedom is fine for you, when that I am the watcher, but not really fully free from it, then it's fine. No? But there is a possibility of discovering that aspect of ourselves which is never touched by anything. Also, no? Then what happens is there is something very good happens because of that. That this aspect is energy aspect basically. It has different kind of energies. They are supposed to be used actually. They are not really ultimately for the purpose of being watchful, like a watcher. No, watcher is already there. No, which is just watching and doing nothing else. No? So now all these energies, once that watcher we become aware of being that watcher also, then all these energies can be used now in activity, much more now. You see what I mean? Right now we are dividing between this activity energy only, that part portion of the energy for doings, portion of the energy for watching, like this. That's why mm, it is almost impossible to be watchful in our practical life, where we have flow and reflexes and necessity to be very fast in responses. You see what I mean? Meaning we can be watchful, but it's not going to be ultimate watchfulness. It will be like I'm watching also and I'm doing things also. No? I'm thinking also and I'm watcher of the thinker or thinking also. No? Do you see what I'm saying? So in this field where you are talking, where you are trying, only relative is possible. Which is not a bad thing. It's a very good thing to begin with, no? Like this. So we are good now.
Yes, it does make sense. This is all surface level. Whatever I do, this is all surface level. I need to be more grounded and solid and knowing who I am rather than.
What all can help here? Let me just share with you the basics also. As you were saying already, no, this is the right direction. What all can help here? When we are living in this, when we are not aware of that aspect which is not involved in anything ever, no? That time, what are our best options? No? So our best options are crystallization, no? Like a centeredness, like a more stable centered thinker, more stable centered doer, more stable centered experiencer. Centered means central, like one experiencer of everything, one thinker of all the thoughts, one doer of all the actions, like one. So we can come to one here. This is one of the best options. Totality is a practice also, a understanding also for that. No? Another is more aware thinker, more aware doer. Not aware of doing so much, but more aware that I am the doer of them. Not so much uh, aware of thoughts, but more aware of the fact that I am the thinker of them. The self-aware thinker. No? More self-aware thinker, more self-aware experiencer. So these are the fundamentals which help actually. No? So thank you. It's a good direction here.
Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah, I'll follow that. I do keep what you are saying, that more aware about that. It's me who has done it all. It's me. It's my karma which is coming back to me because I have done it at some point in the past. in some lifetime. So yeah,
I would not really so much stress on this. What you are saying, that it is my karma in some past life. Like, know the truth when you have possibility of knowing it. Until then, it's not good idea to take it too heavily like this. No? Know the truth first.
right.
Because in the ultimate sense, life is actually like a ocean more than like a landscape. In the landscape we still have space for the boundary of your house and my house, but in the ocean we don't know so much. You see what I mean? It's like much more liquid and mixed with each other, one with each other. No? So better to know the truth than to believe. No? One beautiful thing about this basics which I have shared is that as we are able to attain these basics, that other aspect of ourselves which need to be attained or which we need to become aware of or which need to be discovered, it will start happening also by itself. Meaning, the day we are total or the moment we are total in this aspect, which is by nature divided into many kosh and many energies and many attentions and many focuses. When this aspect becomes one for a moment, that aspect becomes visible by itself. Like it kind of revelation of that happens by itself. So this sadhana that we are talking about is in service to ultimate discovery of truth also. No? The opposite of totality, opposite of centeredness is in service to ego. Because dividedness basically is what is ego, you can say. Meaning, how many thoughts are there inside us does not matter. It does not amount to dividedness. How many thinkers are there inside us? That is what is dividedness. How many actions we take place through our body, through ourselves, is not dividedness. How many doers we are, that much divided we are. No? So thank you, very good.
Thank you. I have one more question. Do we really experience something new, or everything comes from the past only? Are there any new experiences?
I feel we should keep some secrets. No, we should not reveal all the secrets today. I think it is connected to awareness. The more you become aware of yourself and you become aware of the reality of life, you will feel like this, what you are saying. That actually there is nothing new here. It is just my eyes were more closed. That's why I could not see the circle. It looked like a linear movement. Like a movement happening on one line. No, it actually takes a curve and repeats itself. The more conscious you will become, the more you will see the repetition. So in the spiritual childhood, in the beginning, in our beginning, we may feel that some souls are desiring, praying to God, "Oh God, make me free from birth and death, make me free from the wheel of birth and death." What what are you saying? Life is to be lived, to be enjoyed. No. These souls are the ones who are able to see that it is just repetition, and they just got bored. As simple as this. They don't want repetition. Like it's going to be exactly same thing. Doesn't matter in what direction we go, what we experience. It's going to be exact same thing. You know. So this is where from where the boredom is one of the most divine is, you know, experience in the soul. The more conscious the soul is, the more boredom it will experience because it can see the repetition. No? And the rest, when we are not so conscious, we will feel like something new happened, or something new may happen. Also, we may have, desire or like a hope for it. However, new doesn't happen.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So if you just become more conscious, you will not need to be free from the world. You will become already free. What is there to be free from? It is all same going on continuously. No? Same thing repeating itself. No? You see what I mean? Which does not mean that we will run away from it, trying to run away or this and that, give up this and give up that. Not like this. Just seeing clearly. In Hindi we say, ठीक से देख लेना. Like just see clearly what is going on. Thank you, very very nice.
Thank you. I love you, Ji.
I love you too.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being in my life. Thank you.
Very very good. God bless you. Anna, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
I hope you're doing better and that it was just some cleanse.
Yes. I'm
Old.
doing.
Yes.
I think so. I'm not feeling any problem. Everything is very good. Health is fine. Thank you, Ji. Thank you.
Very good. In the beginning, you were speaking about the depth, of our depth, and I'm noticing because there was no, this week, there was no meditation that was planned, and I couldn't attend anyway because I was working early, but also 2 weeks were without satsang now. One was because we were with Guruji, and now last week also. And I do daily meditations, and I'm with this group which meets online every day. But somehow I feel it is better or stronger, this depth, when I'm surrounded with, like if I travel to Portugal and I spend some time Guruji, or like if we spend these 2 hours in satsang together. And I wish I could have that same pull also when I'm on my own, but that's just a wish. So if I can maybe invite, if you feel like maybe if we can do just a few minutes of what you were planning for last week, maybe to experience this depth, to carry on at least for a few days or whatever in the week, because this is how I feel like when we have satsang, and then for quite some time there's this depth, and then somehow it wears off during the week. It's not that I'm out or anything, but it's just this deep feeling is gone. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh. Thank you. It's a very beautiful invitation. I don't know how far we will go today in this, but we can have a guiding right now. And I don't know what direction it will take, but let's have this guiding now. To reach to the depth of our own being, we need to begin where we are right now. Where we are right now is not the depth of our being. It is more the body-mind aspect in which we are living. Without denying it, without defining it, without going deep in it, let us start acknowledging our body and our breath. And we can begin with living the breathing right now. Gently focusing on our breathing while letting the breathing continue naturally. Not gently in the sense of casually, but in the sense of not forcing ourselves too much, not closing ourselves, not making ourselves contracted. Let us remain open, relaxed, but very sincerely full of value for it. Let us focus on our breath. Let us live our breathing. Continuously, let us continuously live our breathing. What will happen through this is that our attention will be withdrawn from the mind, and our attention will come somewhere in between, which is neither in the mind nor in the being. So breathing is that somewhere in between, neither the mind nor the being. Let us come to the middle point first. There will be many feelings to not attend the breathing right now. There will be many thoughts which will attract us to not attend the breathing. Will define like what is the value of it. But no, continue. Ignore the thoughts and feelings, ignore everything, focus on the breathing. Live the breathing, not defining the breathing, but living the breathing. Like every time when the breathing is happening, live the breathing every time. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, like this. As you will start feeling your breathing, you will start feeling as if you are kind of going out of this usual space of mind, space of person, into more subtler space of being. Don't need to pay attention to it, but you can now more easily start experiencing yourself. So when we are feeling our breathing, that time it is the easiest to feel ourself, our existence, when we are coming from the mind. So immediately now start experiencing yourself also, while continue experiencing the breathing. So ideally, what will happen now, that you will be able to feel your breathing more and not feeling your thoughts or feelings or body or anything else. If you are not able to feel your breathing, but you are able to feel your existence, purity of being, joy and the bliss, the beauty of yourself, it is fine. So only when you are living your breathing, that it it kind of becomes available to you, that you are able to live the being that you are. And then when you are living your breathing more, it is possible that you are not able to live your breathing so much. It is possible that when you are living your being, that you are not able to live your breathing so much. But make sure that you are not living anything else except your being. Whenever you sense that you got caught up in a thought, a feeling, any other experience, inside or outside, then immediately live the breathing and do not live that experience. So either live the being or live the breathing, or live both. Only three options. It may look strange to repeatedly living the breathing, but it is worth really. Because we are, by the way, living the thinking repeatedly. And because of that habit, it may sound strange or look strange that why I am living the breathing continuously. Allow this to happen. Support this to happen. So there are three things now. One is what you can call body-mind. Another thing is breathing. Another is you, the being. Live the breathing, live the being. Do not live the body-mind right now. Because body-mind right now is mainly mind, not body. However, through the breathing, you can live the body also directly. So right now, do not live the body and mind. Only live the breathing and the being. More and more now focusing on the being, while using breathing only for not getting caught up in the habit of mind. When we are living the breathing and living the being, then we are able to live the purity, the timeless life of the being, and also we are able to live the aliveness of the breath. When we don't live the breathing while living the being, there is a possibility that we will get caught up in the mind. And we will be living the imagination about the being, not the actual being. Because living the actual being so much enables us to live the aliveness of the body, aliveness of the breath. They are not in conflict. Mind is in conflict with everything. Being in the mind is being in conflict with everything. Because being in the mind is like living the imaginary version of everything, while not living the reality of anything. This time is to live the reality. Live the reality of the breathing, Live the reality of the being that you are. While living the breathing, you can so simply live the being that you are. Who is living the breathing can live itself also, so simply. Now that we are able to settle in the being more directly, we can open up to the being more, or if possible, completely, totally. Initially, the being looks like a thin wall, like a presence of something very thin. Now, as we are merging with the being that we are, the body and the breath, mind and everything will look like a thin wall only. Now the depth is increasing in the being, that which is real, the experiencer, the seer, the watcher of everything. After a few seconds, you can mm, slowly you start coming to the breathing and then to the body and brain. And after that, you can start opening your eyes also and seeing through them. But remain connected to the depth of the being so that you can see or know the truth of the breath, truth of the body, truth of the mind and senses also. All of this is a house in which you, the soul, is living. Your depth is not in the body mind, your depth is in you only. Your truth is not in the body mind, your truth is in you only. Your beauty is not in the body, in the breath, in the mind, in anything. It is in you only. Thank you. So as you will become more aware of the truth of who you are like this, by living the depth of your being, you will also become aware of the relative truth, that your distance between you and you is not and never real. There is no distance between you and you. You don't need to pass through the passage of body mind to reach to you. Because in one sense you have never entered into the body mind. What has entered in the body mind actually lives in the body mind only. It never goes out of it anyway. And you who is aware of it is never in the mind, in the body. So very nice, thank you. If anybody want to talk anything, also you can talk now. David.
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
I just put my hand up. I don't really know why. I just felt like connecting with you, and I can see during the meditation and more lately that it's my being, myself, that gives life to everything. And yeah, that's a big change. It's like a complete change. So yeah, thank you.
Very, very nice to hear this. You can see now that when you, the being, is waking up, is so very different than how we imagine awakening. In one sense, you can say you just got the manual, manual of life, or you are getting to it soon. But it doesn't mean that everything got fixed already. No. You may need to do certain things, but now you know how to do it.
That sort of is another question, because it's a strange position I'm in a sense, because there's a much deeper knowing of myself, which actually the knowing of myself is actually opening the door to the unknown, where it's like to know myself is to begin to know that myself, that knowledge is endless. And so it's like kind of a paradox or something like that. And then on the other hand, one thing is sort of, there is like still wounds that are in the body mind system. So there's sort of a thing where it's like there's a sinking into myself and a relaxing, more like a opening, becoming empty, like transparent. and then also a fear, because it's like, no, I have no boundaries anymore. Like I can just get stabbed by life. So it's sort of like learning how to um, knowing that I need to heal and transform one aspect, and also growing in a different dimension. If you could say something about that.
Yeah. In this whole situation, in this whole state, no, where you are, amazing. It's very beautiful. First of all, how nice. I'm very happy to hear this. No? Like it feels so nice when you are speaking. Also, no? Very nice. So, what has happened? As you said, there is a paradox now. Paradox basically is like a like a big difference, like two aspects which are so different from each other. No, like very different from each other, very distant from each other also. In quality, in the way, in the purity, and it will feel like a problem. It is actually not a problem. It is a challenge. It is like the being that you are, who is waking up, is going to challenge itself based because of this limitedness and old wounds in the body mind. So these old wounds in the body mind, we can say they have two parts of it. One part is the actuality of it, that they are wounds and need to be healed, like something really need to be done about it or will be done about it, whether directly or indirectly. No. Another thing is as if you, the soul, has attachment to the sufferer, to the one who was bound, who was wounded. No? And that attachment, when going away, when you are able to live the freedom, the very healing force that you are, that being that you are is the healing force. When you are able to live this being that you are beyond healing, and it is the very healing force for everything. Then when you meet these wounds, this transformation happens like this. Transformation is a change in the energy patterns, in the way life was seen or life was met. Responses happened. Now those are going to change, but not because somebody is suffering there or because there is a fear that somebody may suffer. No, no, the being can never suffer. The being can never suffer, and that's why being never does anything under a threat, under fear. So as long as there is a fear anywhere, meet the fear as the being, and it will just disappear. So yes, transformation is going to happen, and it does always happen. But there is a lot of misunderstanding in the mind about the same thing. Like our mind is full of beliefs that I know what is this and what to do about it, and that generally does not help here. That is more like a hindrance. That is more like what is creating struggle and not letting it to be transformed. You, the being, knows, not that the mind knows how to do it. Understand what is love. Okay. Love is the flow of the being towards anything. That is love. You are the being, When you will allow yourself to flow through your body-mind, flow towards your body-mind, this is what is love. So allow your love or your being to flow through your body-mind also. And that is what is going to actually do the actual fundamental transformation. Basically, it is going to open up the energies. Open up means like bringing them to their higher potential, higher scale, where life situations or life activities will become smaller in comparison. Meaning life challenges will become smaller in comparison. Not that you will gain something special, just you will become stronger in general. The whole body mind system becomes stronger in general. Because there were not enemies. The wet weather is not enemy. It is the wet cloth. No. Right now the body mind is not a good cloth. Mind particularly. No. It's a cloth which has too many holes. The cold wind goes in, no? Like this. All the time it is going on like this. So repairing, transformation of it is what is going to happen. So there is a possibility that actually there are some shortcomings in the system, in the energies, and they will be repaired by the being. But mostly there are possibilities where you will feel like weak. This is not okay. The being never feels weak. Don't accept it. This is identification. It is not actual report. Actual report is when your system or body mind is reporting some wounds, some unhappiness, or some hurt, while you continue living the joy and the changelessness of your being at the same time. This is correct. If it is not so, then when you are not living your changeless joy, that time you have started identifying with the body and the wounds, and you have become someone who is suffering from them. Energies don't have a being who can suffer. The being that you are does not have any possibility of changing. Then this can also not suffer. Then who suffers? So suffering, yes. Not suffering but wounds, yes, but sufferer, no. So sufferer is ego. Be aware of it and be free from it. Wounds, take care of them. They are part of, like a broken system is broken. It needs to be repaired, like healed and like this, brought to higher and healthier state. No? But joyfully, not like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Soul is never tired. I'm so wounded. Soul is never wounded. Be clear about this particular part, and then you will accept everything as it is, and you will heal everything as it is also from inside in the right way. No? Do you feel that this will help you?
Yeah, it's very clear. I can see the power of the ego is actually getting less. I can say that, but it still has some hypnotizing power. Based on a belief of what I am. But I have seen the miracle of the being, its power, its ability to transform, because I've seen there's things in my system that from the level of the mind are just wondering like how can I ever heal this? But I've seen through trust and love that power transform these things, and it's been an interesting process because the more I trust, the more my outer life is becoming in support of all these things too, like just people showing up, classes that are showing up at the right time to support me. It's quite amazing, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. How nice. Uh, During this awakening process, it is very common for people to report that, or find out, for the beings to find out that my system is broken up to some degree, little bit, not fully, but little bit, no, like need some healing, some correction. That is totally fine. But let us not try to heal the ego. And mostly in the name of healing the wounds, we are healing the ego. Like this, saving the ego, actually. However, it was the opportunity that we could actually finish the ego completely now, or we could live as the being completely now. No? So what will happen? That portion of you is living as the changing aspect, body, mind, and practical life. No? Portion of you is living as the being which is not changing. No? And you know yourself only as this who is in the changeful aspect. Now you are knowing yourself as that which is not changing. And slowly these two things will merge into one thing. And it will become clear to you that I am the being who is not changing, even when I am playing the roles through the changeful aspect of body mind. It will become clear to you that energies change, energies move, they come together, they create patterns, they create voice, they create expressions, they create thoughts and actions. But I don't change. The more it will become clear, the more freedom you can say will happen. No, in a way. And this process and that healing process, they both are in support to each other. Just remain alert about ego. That's all. All of that is all. Everything is in support now. It just accept the ego part, which is going to create confusions. Like questions will come, which whose answers you will not have, for example. In the state of trust, or what we call actually oneness with life, oneness with being, questions may come, and sometimes you may not have answer of them, but you will not feel bad or fear. No, all this fear, feeling bad, all of that is sign of ego, not having that connection or trust with the being. No? So just this much you can take care. Thank you, very nice. Anna, you want to say something?
Thank you, Ji. Grateful to see you well, and feels like I'm meeting you after a very long time.
Oh, thank you.
I very much resonated with what David was saying, and I just felt very filled with kind of a joy and a love, and I wish to speak also because I feel like I have just been through this, so it was very, very resonant. And I found that knowledge of Western psychology was really coming in the way of this. And some years ago, when I had just come to you, now it's 6 years, you had said that that's something that the trauma can just wash away. And I thought, how can trauma wash away? But just sitting with you in satsang and not having any understanding in my mind and nothing, I just noticed that my responses, which were so earlier very familiar from all my whole life, um, were changing from a trauma constricted space, a wounded space, like what he was saying, to suddenly um, there was a fresh, every time a fresh reaction. You cannot predict what will happen, but it just is an unfamiliar response every time, and yet very very deeply familiar in the sense of correctness. That hey, this is the space from where it's a space, it's a spaciousness from where this is arising. It's not from that constriction and that pain. And I also notice in whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, whether it's an experience or whatever it may be, that there is a certain gentle fierceness or a fiercely gentle or something like that. And even if we don't use the word fierce or gentle, I came across once something called a yin warrior, which is not a yang warrior. I felt like that strength of a yin, where one is so receptive and open and spacious that one becomes untouchable. It's like there is no, it can't touch me. Even if someone were to, you know, uh, hurt the physical body, even I would feel untouched, something like that. So yes, I
All right.
just felt like sharing.
Very, very good. This example that you are giving in the end, no? This is that taste of being, taste of our being. It is very gentle. It is very, in a sense, very passive in a way. No? But it is so strong. Actually, it is passive mainly because it is strong. It doesn't need to be active or aggressive, no? Meaning it knows its strength, that even in its passive responses it is so strong, as you were correctly saying. I feel that psychology and all other therapies uh, mm, in the human life are all very, very useful actually. I always found them very, very useful. Not useful in the sense that useful for spiritual growth or awakening, but useful for living as a person. But obviously, they all focus on how to maintain being a person within them. Like it is built in that we don't want to be free from being a person. We just want to be a more happier person with less wounds, no, less trauma, no, like this. So they are serving a great purpose actually continuously. But for beings who want to be free from being a person, that obviously is not the way. So, if you want to live as a person, you should heal your trauma as a person. If you do not want to live as a person, obviously you should heal your trauma as the being, not as a person. And this gap or the difference between the two generally is not visible to us. Like unless you actually start living as the being, you would not know the difference between the person and the being. No? And now that you are knowing the difference, then you can say that I want to heal myself as the being, because living as the being is the greatest attainment anyway. Like wounds or no wounds. Even if I live with the wounds for the rest of my life, I'm fine at the cost of living as the being, at the reward of living as the being. But if I can heal my wounds while I cannot live as the being, I don't want that, no? Nobody wants that now, once you start tasting your being. That's why it is not really like a choice so much, that shall I heal my wounds, my trauma as a person or not. No, you don't have so much of choice now. You have just one unified way of doing everything. And which is the fastest way, by the way. The most fundamental, most loving also. It's the most loving way. Like it is much more like love than treatment. No? It's not so much like treatment. It is more like love. Just embracing with love everything that you have inside. All the wounds and everything. They heal in the sense that I got hurt, that sense, that feeling disappears also. This I disappears. You, the being, remains alone, which was never hurt by anything. And the system, energetic system of body mind also gets healed, corrected and connected and well moving again, no? As a whole. So this love is the magical. Love of the being is magical. Most magical thing I found so far. So very clearly those who want to continue living as a person, they should heal themselves accordingly. Those who do not want to live as a person, they should heal themselves accordingly. Healing is necessary. Healing is like a repairing, like a servicing of the system. Body mind is kind of totally makes sense, no? Cleaning maybe also. Pravat Shuddhi. These are just practicalities of existence, no? And let us live them. Thank you. I think it's very good. Thank you. Uma, you want to say something?
Yes, Ji. Ji, I want to understand one thing with you and also check, like a checkpoint. What can be the checkpoints? Once you shared that when we do spiritual practices, then that two ways we can do them, like as ego we can do and as a being we can do. So it was like a I was feeling to check that how we can see this, that how I am doing this and what can be the checkpoint, and I want to understand it more clearly, Ji.
Understand, yeah. Let us try to see what all can be the checkpoints for it. One of the checkpoint I feel will be the purpose, the outcome of the practice. What do we want to get out of the practice? Let's say doing meditation, fundamental meditation, just sitting, no? Then we should think, contemplate very deeply that what exactly I want to get out of it. No? And that what is going to decide basically that do we want it as a person, for the person, or do we want it for the being? No? And I don't mean that any of the choices will be wrong. I don't mean that. The meditation is for the person also. The spiritual practices are primarily for the person only, no? Because everybody is a person in the beginning, no? When we start practicing. So it's totally fine that we will begin as a person, then we will choose not to be a person at some point. And when that will happen, we cannot predict so easily, no? So, what is the purpose of meditation? Like, purpose of meditation, for example, could be that I will become more stable, more peaceful, more composed, like generally feeling nice in the base, so that daily life activities, meeting life can be better than before. Which has been the purpose of meditation for a long, long time. for everyone. Or purpose of core meditation could be that I just want to sit in my being, to taste, to feel, and to know myself. Now, whenever knowing myself comes in, this is not for the person. The person never want to know itself. Person is the state of being where being does not want to know itself. When the being does not want to know itself, that is the person state. No? When the being want to know everything else but not itself, that is the person state. Like out, it is just caught up in the outbound, attitude or focus. This is one, for example. Another thing is that the person is very much always futuristic, like future bound for tomorrows. It lives for tomorrows much more. When you will do the meditation for today, for right now, for example, or any practice, no, then you for sure have started doing it as a being. No? Not for tomorrow. Tomorrow we will see what happens tomorrow. But today, like you want to get something today, right now. No? Also, it is a sign that you want to do it as a being. No? That's why anybody who is doing a spiritual practice in the meditation, let's say in the satsang right now, as a being, cannot feel or cannot support the sleep and laziness and thoughts and feelings or anything, because they are doing it for right now, and thoughts are always about something else, something next, something tomorrow. No thought feeling can support us in being right now or in doing something for right now. No? That's why it's a very simple way to become free from thoughts and feelings. All the thoughts and feelings, how surprising it is. All means like maybe not 100% of them, but you can say 99.99999% of them. But for the period of meditation, dhyana and satsang, we can ignore all of them very safely. No? Because afterward they will all still be there and can be attended. So laziness, sleep, caught up in the mind, thoughts, feelings, all of that cannot happen once we choose to do practice as a being. Because why we attend to the thoughts? We attend the thoughts for living as the being or for living as a person. Most of our thoughts are not really for practical life activities. They are for supporting so that we can live as a person. No? That's why we can stop attending thoughts and we are safe. No? Still we will be able to think about practical life things as we need to. No? Because all these thoughts which are going on inside us, had nothing to do with practical life actually directly. They are more a hindrance, they are more a problem that need to be solved in order to attend the practical life and live life wonderfully. You see what I mean? So basic could be the purpose. Basic checkpoint could be the purpose. That what is the purpose? Is it for tomorrow or is it for today? Is it for next moment or is it for this moment? If it is for tomorrow, then it is for the person. If it is for today, it is for right now, it is for the being.
This is very clear. That purpose is the main key point. If it is clear for us for what I am doing this practice, and this is also that if it is clear that I want at this moment I want the peace, and then trust also is being created in me, like develops. I feel trust also, and this trust also helps to achieve. Is it like this?
Trust is the one of the most uh, misinterpreted word. So I kind of don't like to touch it so much. No? Can you use some other word which has the similar meaning, and then we can explore?
Gee, what I meant, like, uh, I can say that believe in false, or believe in like uh, it will not happen, like in this kind of thoughts. Believe in these kind of thoughts becomes less then,
Oh,
if
yes, yes,
purpose is clear to me.
yes. Actually, somehow clarity at the level of doer that you are of this practice helps you so much more in not only ignoring and transcending the obstacles, but even the obstacles start coming less and less. Like the mind disturbs you less. Because it is not really that something called mind which disturbs us ever. It is ourself only attending certain thoughts. Why we attend certain thoughts? Because we see some value in those thoughts that, yeah, maybe you are right. You know, and when you are clear at the root level as a doer of the practice, you will not attend those thoughts. When you will not attend means you don't plan to attend them, they stop coming to you also. It's like this. All those thoughts are like this. I just remember a very old example I shared, that they are like a rotary system. They are like a circle, like a shopping mall. They are like offers. This much is that, this is on offer, this is on discount, this product is happening. They are never saying anything aggressively like sticky. Thoughts don't have stickiness in one sense. The thinker has. That's why all the thoughts are not in the same way sticky for everyone. Some thoughts are very repulsive for some. For some other, they are very sticky. Like, yay, how nice, you know. But when you, the thinker of thoughts, is clear about what you are doing right now. For example, about the practice, what you are doing, you are clear what you are doing and why. Then actually the thoughts have no role to play now, or thoughts have nothing to offer. Thoughts always offer something to us. Do we want that? Or do we want anything at all that time from the thoughts? As long as we want something from the thoughts will always have something to offer. No? The social media, what we call real culture right now. The addiction to reels is a very good example of addiction to mind. Because every next reel looks like going to give me something. This one could not give, this one will give. This is exactly how mind is. So, if I can say again about trust, trust ultimately is in the being that you are, not in something or someone. No? Trust always is trust in you, in your own trust. Your own trust in your own being. No? It's not about I trust on others or anything like that. I mean, there are different type of uses of this word trust we are using differently in different contexts. I am not talking about any of them. But that's why I am very safely trying to say that trust for me basically is trust in yourself. This is another sign that when you don't have trust in yourself, you are living as a person. When you have less trust in yourself, also you are living as a person. So you are in this way, right? That once you start living as the being, once you start practicing any spiritual practice as the being, you feel trust. Trust means I can do it. Or you don't attend the thoughts also like this. Yeah? I think it's good, thank you. So we are clear about it, or more checkpoints can be found?
Ji, by now it is very clear, and in the very root, as you say, clarity is always the basic thing, because it is clear about the purpose, then it can simplify up to some level for even in the person state.
Yes. Why clarity is so important? And why clarity is so less appealing? Meaning fundamental clarity that we live. No? Why it is so less appealing? Because person cannot survive in the clarity. Being will only shine. No? That's why. And we want to continue living as a person. Person is like a ambiguity, if you understand what I mean. Like it is something ambiguous. You are not certain about who you are. That is being a person. Which is exactly opposite of clarity, no? Which is exactly opposite of certainty also. What is uncertainty? Uncertainty could be about life, about things, but we have uncertainty about who we are also, continuously so. So this is that shaky, fickle state of the soul where we are not certain about ourselves. We are not stable in ourselves also. That is what causes lot of fear, lot of sense of disturbances from life and feelings and everything that happens inside us also. So it is not the soul disturbed by the feelings that happen inside us. It is that uncertainty that in which we live. No? That is disturbed. No? So clarity is yes. Thank you. It's very nice.
It is very clear about these checkpoints, and it is very helpful for me, because when I decide to practice any spiritual practice, then I want to be sure that I am doing it in correct way, or just passing the time. It is not good for me.
Yes. Uh, Spiritual practices can be done by the person, as I said before, no, and will be done by the person. No? But the spiritual practices are not for the person to attain its desires. They are only for the person to become more stable person, more rooted person, more calm and peaceful person. No? That's why whenever you the person also within the person now, if whenever you the person will try to gain something out of spiritual practices for your desires, this is not going to succeed. It would have been much better to do hard work for your desires than to do spiritual practices. No? They would bring more result. No? Spiritual practices, fundamental spiritual practices, only can bring more calmness, stability, centeredness to the person, which in general will help the person to live a better life. No? So, what are those thoughts and feelings that goes on inside us when we are meditating? Let's say, because we are doing meditation for them. When we will be doing meditation only for ourselves, we will stop attending them. No. Like we are doing meditation in association with them, actually. No? Like this. Thank you. Thank you. It's very good.
Thank you so much.
Do anybody else can talk? Then we will end this meeting now. Yeah, Uma?
Ji, if actually you shared about the stability, and I want to more understand, like to be more clear about stability at from the level of person, and then after that, when we feel stable, as you said, at three level we can like mind level, heart level, and then being level. So I want to listen more.
Oh. Um, so, to understand stability for the person state, we need to understand that person needs stability because it doesn't have it right now, no? Or it has less basically, no? So when the person has less stability at one level, it will need some tool to practice to gain back that stability, no? What is instability? Is being divided in many things at the same time. This is fundamentally instability. This is what causes instability actually. Meaning the thinker of thoughts, when thinking many thoughts at the same time on many different subjects, gets into a state of weak state of being where it loses its natural intelligence, no? Natural wisdom, and it kind of is not able to think well on any and every of the thoughts and thought processes. So, instability basically is that weak state of the thinker, let's say, in the context of thinking. Same applies to doing also. The weak state of the doer, like less consolidated, less crystallized state of the doer, it makes the doer weak doer. So the doer is not able to do well any and every task now. This is that fundamental instability, and the way to gain back that strength, which is inherent in the soul, uh, we need to find something, you know. That something can be a spiritual practice also, by the way. But the condition is that it has to be done consistently, because consistency is what need to be attained. And right now we are in the opposite of consistency. We are inconsistent. Our decisions, our sankalp, no, like we have chosen to do something and we are not doing it continuously. No? So what we need to understand here is that it does not really so much matter whether we are using a spiritual practice for being stable or whether we are using any daily life activity for that. What matters is that we should be consistent, because consistency is the practice, not that being consistent in a certain practice is important. You know. So if we are not consistent, we are not going to be free from being unstable. No? So it doesn't matter what we choose. We should choose consistency, not a certain practice. No? And this is what is consistency, is what is going to bring us back to that strong state of being, a strong state of doer, a strong state of, like crystallized state of thinker, crystallized state of experiencer also. Because it is the weak state of the experiencer which gets affected in a way or disturbed by the experiences. No? And the weak state of the experiencer is disturbed not by negative experiences only, it is disturbed by positive experiences also. What we call overwhelming. Overwhelmingness is basically nothing but disturbed through positive experiences. No? Basically, the experiencer is not strong, grounded enough in a way in its own roots. So the thinker, doer, experiencer, decision maker has to be grounded, has to connect to its roots, and the way is consistency. In the spiritual context, we have these kind of tools that find some kind of routine, let's say, 1, 2, 3 tasks every day and do them without fail. And not only do them without fail, this is first step, for example. Afterward, when you are able to do them continuously, then improve. Now do them wholeheartedly. No? Also, for example, so this is how that stability comes slowly within the person. Once that certain degree of stability has come in the person, then from here we can pick up so easily through the spiritual practices. Now there are specific spiritual practices. They are for a stable person, meaning a person who is up to some degree stable. Now those spiritual practices can make the person even much more stable now, up to the degree that the person will transcend being a person into the being. No? So this is crystallization that is possible or happens mostly through spiritual practices. But before that, stability, so that those practices can be practiced consistently. No? Like this. This is what you were asking.
Yes, Ji. I was exactly want to understand from the basic how to start achieving this stability.
And the divided state, unstable state of the being, looks like a freedom. It is only bondage. No? It is only a problem. Divided in the thoughts, in the feeling. It looks like a freedom. I can do whatever I want. It looks like that, but it's not actually. It's just causing only one thing, that is suffering. Because basically, it is not about what we are experiencing in life. It is about how healthy experiencer you are that time. How, like what we can call healthy experiencing. Healthy experiencing is like your body is healthy, but you are just not eating anything right now, and then you eat something physical, no? Food, and then that's a very healthy experiencing. Healthy basically is not only just the part where what you are eating, but who you are, who is eating also. What is the state of the eater also, no? So the experiencer of life is not in a healthy state right now. It's in a weak state, it's in a divided state, it's in a, that's why it is not able to enjoy the experiences of life. Not that the experiences of life are causing suffering as much as the state of the experiencer. No? And all of that is covered in this stability and integration or crystallization beyond that. So thank you very.
Ji, it is very clear, and I want to also understand the. Then first we remain consistent, then totality comes.
Yes, because for totality, a certain you can say center is needed inside us, and to create that center, consistency is needed. So at the level of thoughts and feelings, consistency is the tool. And once that has created a certain centeredness inside us, then from here the totality or samagrata can take over, start taking over. Your totality is the way of the being. Inconsistency is the way of the person. Consistency is the bridge between the two. Like this. It is not a habit of the person to be inconsistent. It is the very, very way person lives in consistency. That's why anyone who want to be free from being a person, they can just start becoming consistent, and they are out. So thank you. Very good.
Thank you very much. Very clear. Thank you.
So very, very nice, beloveds. Very wonderful, wonderful meeting with all of you. Thank you for joining today.